हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा आवाज आ रहा है प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. We'll start the class with prayers.
कृष्णा प्रभु जी
तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिना नतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतां तमोऽहम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणकृत्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुमीनां योऽन्तःप्रविश्य मम वाच इमं प्रसुप्तं सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। Hare Krishna. We'll continue the 15th verse onwards. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you.
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Yes,
थोड़ा
brother.
आवाज कम आ रहा है आपका प्रभु जी
Come on, right? Okay.
हाँ,
Okay.
थोड़ा
Just
आवाज
my mic. Yes. It's full, Prabhu, from my side. I'll try
नाउ
to
इट इज
speak
ओके
little
प्रभु
down.
क्लियर
For others also same situation, same or able to hear?
It's better than before, Prabhu.
It's better than before. Um, everything is same, nothing. Hare Krishna. It's okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Close
Prabhuji.
to my mouth. That's what I can do. Okay, so we did last time 14, verse number 14th. 14th verse is तस्मादेकेन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्यः कीर्तितव्यश्च ध्येयः पूज्यश्च नित्यदा. This because ultimate goal of varnashrama or any of our activities in the life is pleasure of Vishnu, right? That is mentioned in the verse number 13. Ata pumbir dvijashreshta varnashrama vibhagashah swanishthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Any dharma and any activity that would do anushtitasya as a part of varna ashrama, the highest goal and purpose of that is haritoshna, pleasure of Vishnu. So hence the activities that we do, that anyway the goal is purpose of Vishnu, and there is no guarantee that one can get bhakti by that means. So better do bhakti directly, right? With that intention. Therefore, with a one focused mind, do the directly activities that are connected to God, rather than doing indirectly varnashrama dharma and finally coming to bhakti, hoping one day we'll come to bhakti. Right? We hear anyway, we speak, right? We worship, we meditate, and those activities which we anyway we do, let us do that for Sattvatam Bhakti, right? The protector of the devotees. The last time we discussed, Patihi means someone, the leader who cares for his followers, to give them protection, to give them happiness, is ready to do any sacrifices. Such a person is called Pati. And Lord is Sattvatam Pati. He is a master of the devotees. Right? He goes to any extent to serve the devotees. I think that's a theme last week we discussed. How Lord goes any extent to give pleasure to the devotees. Right? So such a great Lord, one should hear about, speak about, meditate and offer worship, and all the time, Nityada. Right? Here Cha also indicates Acharya said the mentioner of Navavida Bhakti is mentioned. That Varnashrama is there. The goal of Varnashrama is that ultimately, why not do Bhakti itself? Right? With that interest, of course, uh, this purport is given by Acharyas. I'm not saying myself that the goal is anyway doing Bhakti. Why not do Bhakti only? Direct. Or add element of Bhakti also, direct element of Bhakti also, right? That's given by Acharyas. T.J. Goswami gave that. So we are going to the verse number 15. Last time we did not have much question answers. If any of any questions, take. Otherwise, we go to next sloka. Can you go ahead?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Right. Next sloka, we'll try to do 2 slokas today by 12 o'clock. We'll try to go a little fast from already very slow. Right. And then from 17th verse onwards, these are famous verses. Srila Prabhupada quotes all these verses in his Markan Bhagavatam, and he's going to US on the way, he writes the slokas. So there he remembers how I'm going to preach to all these conditioned souls. Then he remembers the 6 slokas, that is from 17th verse onwards. And of course, I think from 16th verse onwards, there are stages of bhakti. That 9 stages of bhakti, which we know. All the stages are mentioned in the slokas. Right? That's where Rupa Goswami and other acharyas, they understand the shlokas deeply and give us the books in which these are 9 stages, these are this is that stage, etc. So all those books of Goswamis which they analyze, that analysis is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam only, because they could study nicely, understand the dynamics. They're able to pick up those subtle things easily from the books. So what happens if we meditate? Dhyayaha, Pujyaha, Srotavyaha, Kirtitavyaha. Right? That is mentioned in sloka number 50. Yadanudhyasina yuktaha karma kandhi nibandhanam chindanti kovidastasya kona kuryat ratharatim. It's like kind of emphasizing the same point which was mentioned in the Shloka 14. Who will not hear Krishna Kada? That is a benefit of it. Please read translation, Rupa translation. Okay, we'll
I
read.
can read. Prabhu.
Yeah.
Please read, Mataji.
With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message?
Yeah. Says it's not destruction of karma. It's a destruction of
The results of karma.
karma grandhi. The root of karma is destroyed. Right? We hear in Bhagavad Gita 2.61, I think, the two shlokas, the 7 steps of fall down. Dhyayato shyan pumsan sangasteshu pachayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate क्रोधात् भवति सन्मोहः सन्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Right? The taste for sense gratification is there in us, but when we remember it, dhyayato, then all these, everything manifests outside and to the point of destruction. Here also, if we start meditating upon Krishna, all those karmas or various desires, uh, and not only desires, we have accumulated by sufficient karma also to able to experience those desires. Right? All those are destroyed, and the root of all that, that is ajnana, which was making us think material happiness is our shelter. It is going to add value to us. That understanding grandhi, that is also destroyed. Any of our experience, you probably hear Srila Prabhupada or remember Prabhupada or something connection touch with scriptures. At least mind become peaceful, from the desires or any agitations. Right? This works, right? At all, when we are sane state where we want to at least control or or at least tolerate various urges or you know try to tolerate somebody's insults, various things. Take a step back. We are not in a reactionary mode. At least we have that much patience to think and understand. Just try meditating upon some lila. Meditating upon element, just remember the lila. Or if you don't remember also, at least you can study it. Or go near Prabhupada. No, answer Devamrit Swami Maharaj. I heard Devamrit Maharaj mentioning, if someone is affected by lust, that's what they should do. Maharaj was saying, loudly chant Nityananda Prabhu's name. Right? If you can't chant loud, at least inside heart, chant loudly. Right? So the moment we do that, we just immediately transport it to different mood. Right? These experiences one can have, but problem is we hold on to the negative aspects. We don't want to take shelter of all these things. Right? But the help from these books is always there. Help from chanting, help from acharyas. That always happens. It comes in Manah siksa, sloka 5 or 6. That if I find it, just give me a second, not second, 30 seconds. I'll try to open it if it is there. Where it's mentioned, if any of us are affected by all these 6 anarthas, kama, krodha, moha, lobha, etc., etc., that one should loudly seek help from Vaishnavas, and the Vaishnavas will come and help us from those robbers. Just the book is open. We'll read the verse. Any other examples you remember such kind of things?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
So it's our Prabhupada also did same thing, no, Prabhu?
What he did?
This remembering God with the intelligence and to talk about this, na point.
Correct, correct. See, whenever we are affected by, anarthas,
Ah,
remembering, see, the point which I'm trying to mention is, right, when we remember Lord, right, Chindanti Kovidastasya Kona Kuryat, the Karma Granthi Nibandhana, right? The Karma Granthis will, cut off, when we take the shelter of a sword of Dhyaya, remembrance of the Lord, right?
even Jada
So,
Bharat also did same thing, na, Prabhuji?
which
In
Bharat? Jad
Bhagavad.
Bharat. Okay.
Because when
Uh,
he got the Jada Bharat, this thing, Bharat Maharaj,
mm,
so he became very, we don't know like thing, but he knows internally, he knows that he is the intelligent person.
yeah.
Finally, he uh, he met Rahuguna, Maharaj Rahuguna, and he gave him the,
Yes, yes, yes,
because
yes.
he is an intelligent person. That's why he don't want to be involved with reactionary work like karma.
Correct, correct. So that
Mm.
is avoiding it.
Mm.
But how by remembering the Lord or his pastimes, right? Karma Grandhi is cut off. Right? Yeah, yeah, correct. That's one good sloka. Yeah. You're seeing the notes,
Yeah.
right? You're seeing the notes, right? Wait, just 1 minute. Yeah. Yad anudhyasina. That means remembrance of. That anudhya means remembrance. Remembrance of what? Supreme Lord. That previously the shloka is Meklata Pumbir Prijashreshta Varnashma Vagasha. No, no. Previous shloka is Sattvatam Pati. Remember Krishna, right? That is like a sword that acts like a sword, right? How many of you try to, I don't know which one, which thread knots you remove? Yeah, at least the Brahman thread when you want those who are trying to do that, if you don't open properly, it will have so many knots. How many of you try to open or sharp people trying to open knots? It's very tough. You pull one
Yeah.
side, it gets strong another side. Right? All our karmas are like interwoven so much. Right? Even we'll see sometimes we are doing japa inattentively. Right? Our beats get entangled.
Yeah, that
We
is
get confused how to
yeah.
remove it, which is starting point, which is end point. Right? So this is there in even in Bhakti Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, shloka number. I'm coming. I got Manasiksha shloka, but somehow we are discussing. We went to Gita also to explain the shloka Anudhya. The main topic which we are discussing here is the remembrance of the Lord, how the remembrance is going to cut off our karma. Right? That's a topic. So we discussed the shloka Dhyayato Vishan Pumsa, right? How the remembrance is going to put us in karma, remembrance of wrong things. So now the next topic I was discussing is how remembrance about Supreme Lord, his name or Acharyas, how that is going to bring us back to track, at least in our experience. Right? If it can immediately put us back in the track of doing bhakti, that means the remembrance over a long time nicely will destroy the unseen knots in the heart also. Right? That's what I'm trying to point. Okay. With that, then I just remembered the shloka of Manas Siksha, so I opened that. And Satyananda Gopal was pointing to Jada Bharat section. And then I was trying to mention of how the shloka
Even
itself.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
when
bro.
while chanting, na, sometimes
Mm,
we get bewildered, like our attention will be not there. Then when we remember God's
uh, uh,
temple or
yeah,
mantra, so
yeah,
automatically we'll get into the proper this.
right. Yeah, immediately your mind switches actually. It's like
Yeah,
a switch,
yeah.
right? Like no, you switch on something, some bulb comes. You switch it off and switch on something else, something comes.
Yeah.
Right? Does anyone have experience like that?
Yeah, we do
Yes,
experience, bro.
yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Right?
Prabhu.
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
for me, if I remember Prabhupada, then no, suddenly like no mood changes. But the problem is you don't want. Sometimes when my japa is not so going so good, right now really trouble, then at least keep Prabhupada japa also do it. Then mind becomes very stiff. Right? At least focus, japa will happen nicely.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
sit in temple hall and do japa, sit near Tulsi Maharani, now when we are troubled so much, right? Remember our favorite pastime. Right? Just the point is you remember it, you remember Lord immediately. There is that effect is immediately seen. Like remember sense gratification, that effect is seen in terms of 6, 7 types of fall down. The remembrance of the Lord and Acharyas, or probably you remember the deity of your own favorite deity. Probably, everyone will have the moments where you got some reciprocation by particular deity or Acharya, right? So everyone will have some experience definitely. So remembering those moments, because now it's difficult to remember everything, but something which was touched us, it's easy to remember. So that is like a sword, right? Which cuts, right? Here it is said cut with the sword. It is not said. Are you seeing which one? You are seeing the folio or you are seeing the document?
We are seeing the Srimad Bhagavatam verse, Prabhu.
Oh, that Anu Jasna, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll come back here. That remembrance is compared to sword, which cuts off the knot. Right? Generally, what we try to do is we try to whenever knot happens, no, we give so much importance. Now, especially Brahman thread, for those who used it, it's very difficult to remove that knots. Right? You pull one side, it goes another side. We try to do, try to do, try to do. Actually, useless. At the end, you have to give it up. Right? So
I will
even
not
while
try,
doing
Prabhu.
bhakti, we use remembrance of Lord, etc., to somehow remove some knot and just enjoy that. But what Bhagavatam tells is it's actually waste of time to cut those, remove those knots. What the intelligent person do? Intelligent person, it's actually all these bindings. He takes a sword and cuts it off. But it's very tough, right? To cut all our desires, to
Yes.
give a farewell to them. Say from now onwards, I will not do this. Such decision is very tough. It's very easy many times to take a decisions or no to give up coffee tea or no, which all of us has done to give up onion garlic or any of the 4 regulative principles that previously we are attached to. But there are many anarthas, all of us know, many shortcomings. Right? Many things we hear, but we give explanation that it's not practical. Many things we hear, but don't hear also. Right? All those things. In that sense, every moment of bhakti is like, no, we need so many knots Krishna puts before us. And because we are attached, we try to just remove the knot rather than cutting it off. Right? Any things like that, we know it's tough. I should not do it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
It's,
Prabhuji,
yeah.
generally we don't even cut it. We just replace, like you mentioned, drinking
Mm.
coffee. If we have an habit, I have just replaced it with green tea. But still that,
Yeah, yeah.
huh, it has not been cut off, like, right? I
Mm.
don't drink coffee, but I drink green tea instead
Okay,
of that.
okay.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's just we just do a replacement, but we don't leave our desires.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So fine. So when you don't leave desires, it is like, you know, when you're drinking coffee, particular, green tea, etc. Do you connect that to Krishna, offer it to Krishna and take?
Yeah, that is there
Okay,
always.
then fine. That's a very
Yeah.
simple example you gave. It is not much complicated. But what about no controlling tendency? What about getting angry? What about backbiting? What about complaining? What about lying?
Yeah,
What about glorifying
that
ourselves?
is reducing, but it's
Ah,
not gone
it's
completely,
not
but it
gone.
is reducing bit by bit.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
slowly, it's
Yeah. And
reducing.
how much you associate with devotees, Mataji, in your personal day-to-day
In my
life?
personal, Saturdays, Sundays mostly I meet in Ambernath, our
Ah,
congregation people,
okay,
and
okay.
on
Which
weekdays
place? Which place? Which
in
place?
Ambernath. Ji.
Ambarnath. So Ambarnath
Yeah.
is Krishna Gaur.
Yes,
Krishna
Krishna
Gaur.
God.
Ah, acha, very good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
First and third Sunday we have satsang.
Okay,
Then
okay.
we have a center and we have morning programs. Sometimes we have mentor meetings.
Kalyan
So
Center.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
Huh?
Ambernath.
Ambarnath. Okay.
Ambernath only.
Okay. Right. So all
So
these various anarthas which we
and
know.
on
Yes.
weekdays I have the devotees in my college also. So
Correct. Correct.
we generally sit together at lunchtime and
Uh-huh.
discuss Krishna
Oh, oh,
Katha or something.
very nice. Very nice. Good. Right. So all these anarthas, right, which we try to manipulate somehow, show it as if we don't have, right? It's one point of time we have to take a decision, right? Trying to make a knot, remove this knot, it becomes a knot somewhere. And try to remove knot, there are multiple knots. We try to remove another knot which is, strangling us. To come from that strangling, we try to remove that knot. It will tighten us somewhere, right? So, right now that's called hankering and lamentation. Right? You try to forego for some desire, and then you have to take shelter of some other desire to sustain. That's exactly like no. Try to control lust, it becomes anger. Try to control anger, it becomes greed. And these things never stop on. But
But
Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, these are like weeds. Even if we cut, they
Ah,
come keep on
yeah,
coming back.
yes,
And
yes.
especially the desire to enjoy even
Hmm.
small things like any food, enjoy some company, enjoy some different music. So these are weeds and so tempting. Even if you hear once,
Hmm.
it keeps on running in your mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm telling about music, which
correct,
is
correct. Yeah, yeah,
non-spiritual music. If you hear it once, you remember it all.
yes, yes, yes.
These are like beats that very difficult to
Hmm.
go. I don't understand the word casino. Though.
Which Mataji? Asina, is it?
Yes,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to coming to the point actually. Right? Yeah, you mentioned the analogy of weeds. So most of another analogy is also like no Bhagavatam that gives is most of these things are we carry a weight. When we're carrying heavy luggage, we sometimes hold in a hand. The hand starts paining. Right? We change to other hand. Other hand starts paining. Then we put on our shoulder and then put on another shoulder. If it's too much heavy, we put on our head, then change. Actually, we never give up the luggage. It's not useless. It is useless. We hold on to luggage, but we'll try to change from this shoulder to that shoulder. So all these anarthas, it is they're called Rajo Ragatmikam Vitti. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says right in the third canto, third chapter, 36th verse. That what is that is troubling us? We don't want to do it, but still we are doing it forcibly. Krishna says, Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. Right? This is a Kama, this is Krodha. Right? Right? If there are two words, he should have used no that no Bahuvachan. But Krishna doesn't use Bahuvachan there. Acharyas say, those are good in Sanskrit, Acharyas comment that, right? This is Kama, this is Krodha. It doesn't say these are Kama and these are Krodha. So in a one sense to say, this is the same Ajnana, right, which comes from Rajoguna, and which we call it as Kama, which also transforms as Krodha. Right? So one anartha becomes another artha, and we frustrated, we take shelter of another artha. We frustrated with that, we take shelter of something else. Right? Like that, we are trying to put that weight, that burden of no suprasidati. That's a key verse in this sloka, in this Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter. Right? We try to find happiness here, happiness there, happiness there, happiness here. Right? Trying to when one happiness, so-called happiness, material happiness, is strangling us. We can't handle it for anymore. We try to switch another. We try to switch another. Like TV, remote channels in the TV. We move it, or probably whatever channels in the YouTube. This another analogy which Mataji was mentioning reminded of us. Acharyas, I think somewhere some comment I remember reading. These desires are like Rakta Bija. Rakta Bija is the name of a Rakshasa. I think one of the, I think Lord Narsimdev or probably Kali Mata killed that Rakshasa. He has, I think 15th chapter Gita only comes. One of the Acharyas, I think Vishnu Chakratakul Baldev Joshi in this commentary on the shloka which I'm going to slow now. Right? That Raktabija has a benediction that if anyone tries to kill me and one drop of blood falls on ground, from that drop of blood, thousands of Raktabijas should come. Right? If anyone tries to kill him, more Raktabijas come, much more come. And you try to kill another, more will come. That's why he could never be killed by anyone. Right? So, and then Durga Devi, Kali Devi, Parvati Devi, she did something to kill that Asura. And Acharya said our desires are like that. You try to forcibly cut off something, it rebounds with lot of energy. Right? It's like quicksand. You put so much effort to come up, it will take you more down. Right? Ultimately, anyway, you will go down also, even if you don't do any effort. This is how Rajoguna, Tamoguna will drag even a person of great intelligence, down, much further, much further. Right? So the only solution here Acharyas are mentioning is you can't negotiate with material desires. Negotiation doesn't work. Right? There the four activities are there to dealing with the enemy. That is Sama, Dana, Veda, and Danda. Right? Reconciliation, pleasing words, giving gifts. You only temporarily satisfy the enemy, further to make it strong. The only way we have to deal with is Danda, punishment. Right? That's why the word here used is Asina. Asina means sword. The remembrance of the Lord is like a sword with which you have to cut the knot. Don't try to remove the knot. Cut it from the root itself. Right? In the sense, it gives a detachment, strong detachment from the material things, which all of you would have experienced. The remembrance of Acharyas, remembrance of lotus face or feet or some past step, switches us back to our spiritual activity. But if we do that with Krishna Katha, or chanting of holy name continuously, right, that becomes a sword which can cut not only karmas, not only temporary, setbacks, temporary wrong thoughts, temporary temptations. The root grandhi itself is cut off. It's cut, right? It's not, it's not actually, replacing also. And then the Bhagavatam says, Sutta Goswami, which intelligent person will not take shelter of such things? but somehow we are mixed intelligence. When it's so much trouble, we take shelter of Krishna. When the trouble of sense gratification is within our control of enjoyment, it's not strangling us, then we go back to the enjoyment. But if it's very, very troublesome, then we take shelter of Krishna. But what does intelligent person should do? Should always take shelter of this meditation of the Lord, hearing, chanting, so that without trouble, like no, you give sometimes they give anesthesia and do surgery. Without anesthesia, we do surgery, it's very painful. And the hearing and chanting is like that kind of that. Without our much understanding, the things are cut off. Right? Suddenly, if we actually seriously observe for a long time in bhakti, we see definitely ourselves differently after no lot of time. Right? Lot of change will be there in us. But we do little bit, again we'll go back, we do little bit, again go back. Let me go back to the 15th chapter sloka. Anyone has comments before that?
Prabhuji, like the remembrance of the Lord at the time of when we get anger or when some other lust, it it just melts the heart, the holy name,
Correct.
and the remembering of the past times.
Yeah.
Thereby, it replaces the present situation,
Yes,
like
yes.
anger
Yeah.
or any other type of lust.
Yes, yes.
I personally feel like that.
Yes,
It's
Emma, it happens. That means it's common for all of us that help from, see, at least I remember Prabhupada face. Somehow it's easy for me. And then immediately, like, now I can see myself different. But the problem is, do we continue doing that? That's where the issue comes,
yes, yes,
right? One, I couldn't chant properly, difficult, and keep Prabhupada, keep Kirtan, japa and do it. And
yes,
little bit things are normal. Then along with japa, no, other thoughts also goes. Right? Unless a cutoff point comes, I don't realize I need to take shelter of Prabhupada, no? Or different people, different things.
yes,
So each person has their own cutoff. Right? It's strangling, strangling, strangling. It's so much I can't take breath. Then only I realize I need to take breath. Otherwise, we keep enjoying the all those things. I'm just giving a japa. It's very easy because japa is like no, we don't spend. We actually sit and times trying to understand, no, trying to see our mind.
yes,
Right?
Prabhu.
It's easily perceivable. But when
Yeah.
we're dealing with devotees, etc., we are lost. You know, we don't easy perceive all these things actually.
Mm.
But just my point is like even little remembrance, we can see immediately the effect on us,
Yes.
right? The change. But no, somehow we don't take it. Lamentable for me also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yes,
when I focus like a
yeah,
Lord's form
yeah,
while chanting, it automatically puts me in the track. Like
yes, yes,
I feel that I'm not deviating. So
yes,
I
yes,
try to remember the past times.
yeah,
Most of I'm trying still
yeah,
to make it so that I will be attentively chanting instead of thinking other things.
yeah,
We can focus our
yeah, yeah.
things. Yeah.
So that effect is there in all this. That potency is there. Just I'm trying to connect with our own day-to-day understanding of the shloka and how that helps. Especially like now we went yatra, so 4 or 5 days of intense yatra, nothing else. No, suddenly my energy levels are different and slowly, slowly coming down. I thought I'm in Chowpatty temple. What difference is there between that at the Dham and Chowpatty? But somehow that's a problem with us, not with me. But the potency is there in all these things. Just that we don't want to access. Right? Kona kurihat kataradu. Which intelligent person doesn't want? Yeah, we're not intelligent. Right? Probably your sloka and other things should remind us of importance of Yeah, another one thing which one senior devotee has mentioned that 12 years back, in ashram doing services, it was so much, when you are dealing with devotees, so many confusion, this, that, different psychologies. Then he told overall about all these services, I was asked by the DT person to do some DT seva immediately, spontaneous some seva care. I thought I can't do this. Now my mood is not there to do that. Then that senior devotee who is actually kind of putting me in pressure, he said, like no, he changed his role and he said, see, whenever Kirtinta, whenever you get such services, DT services especially, if you are in actual lot of pressure, lot of no, you're not in a proper mood, it's actually time to go and do the DT service. I thought I'm not in a proper mood. Why should I how
Yeah.
many things I'll do? He said, you just go, you will see lot of your mind changing, you become more sattvic, peaceful, slow. Uh, of course, we should, of course, there's another point also. We should not go in bad mood when we are going to TT room. Right? From our side, we should try to control our, passion when we are going. But other aspect is when you start going to doing DT service, if you have already passion, that also gets control. Anyone saw that aspect? Like no, mind is very agitated. You just do some little arti, kirtan before God. Abhishek. Abhishek is not easy for everyone. Right? So immediately you will feel yourself situated in Sattva. At least temporarily you will forget, other things. At least I have a very, generally I'm not much into all these kind of things. So more of reading, etc., hearing rather than other aspects. But for me, very memorable experience is, the Mayapur Dham, whenever you go Mayapur, that 6:50 to 7:45 a.m. Sringar Darshan. That time goes just like that. Right? As if nothing else exists, the world. Right? Narsingh Dev, then Panchatattva, Radha Madhav, Guru Puja. Right? So all those experiences actually remind us there is a, it's just that we have to take shelter. Otherwise, these are much more potent. Some sense gratification, which we did millions of lifetimes back, it has a potency to, trouble us. Such all Acharyas, holy name, they have much more potential to help us. That's why we call it conditioned souls, right? Marginal. We get swayed away by anything, right? Sense gratification, we are swayed away. Krishna consciousness, we are swayed away. Right? But like we have to stick to that. Yeah, this is a sloka where similar point comes. Uh, I think there's 3-5 problem. Yeah. न रूपमस्येह तदोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर् न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततःपदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यं यस्मिन् गता न वर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाच्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये ततः प्रवृत्ति प्रस्ता पुराण. This is speaking about entire material creation as a banyan tree. It has no start, no end, no form, right? No beginning, nothing. We don't know where it is foundation. It's a very strongly rooted tree, right? Just going, if you one tries to find up, down, where to cut, what to do, you don't understand. What's the way to come out this entire material creation, right? It's just millions of lifetimes, you have millions of experiences, right? If Krishna starts flooding us with all those Sanskrit thoughts, we can't handle that. That's why every lifetime he gives little quota. Okay, this life, not that much. Next life, this much. Right? So almost would have enjoyed entire material world by now. Right? Everywhere would have put various Rakta Bijas. But how we can handle this? How can we even come out of this? So here, Krishna, Lord Krishna himself says the word, but with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with weapon of detachment. Right? Asanga Shastra. The Shastra's name is detachment. Chitva, cut off. There is no other solution. We can't dilly-dally with this. We can't just let's sit, let us discuss. Maybe for some time till we get the determination, we may do that. But if at all we have to do it, is from today onwards, nothing, no way. I will not do that. That kind of strong determination is only way we can do that. Right? And then that will be definitely facilitated nicely, right? No, without much pain, right? Of course, to lift that, uh, what should I say, lift that astra and take a decision to cut off. Right? All of us know we would have taken days, very some decisions like that in our bhakti. Right? None of them would have been slow. One point after when you stop, that means you stop it. Right? Still, sometime would have been negotiating little bit, and one point of time would have come. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, no more, and we're sticking to it for for so many occasions. Like that, in future also, all the anarthas that we have to take the such kind of step, and that becomes easy when yad anudhyasina yukta, right? When the remembrance of the Lord, or hearing, chanting, or worship of the Lord is there, right? With that weapon attachment, it's very easy to cut the all these anarthas. And then this is one nice sloka which you remember from Manah Siksha. Right? Here, remembrance of devotees crying for their help, right? Is mentioned here. Asat cheshta kashta prada. Sorry, I don't know how to. Achas cheshta kashta prada vikata pasha libhiriha prakamam kamadi prakata patha padhi yatikarai gale bhatva hanye ham iti bakha bitvartmapagane kurutvam futkara navati sayatha tvam mana ita. Something like Jagannath Ashtakam. I try to do something. But the translation we read, while here on the revealed path of devotion, I have been attacked by a gang of my own lust, etc. etc. means all others. The list is there. Who have bound my neck with the troublesome, dreadful ropes of wicked deeds. I am being killed. Then what should we do? If we are sincere, what we will do? If we are sincere, we have to cry out piteously like this to the devotees of Sri Krishna, destroyer of Baka. Right? Baka is actually represent duplicity. Right? So here, destroyer of Baka, like without duplicity, if we pray to Krishna and pray to Acharyas when you are troubled by our own anarthas, oh mind, they will save you from these enemies. The devotees will save. Right? Sometimes it is physically, sometimes it is trying to us come out from the mind of those thoughts also. Right? So here I think this uh, much more also. This is a book Manah Siksha. Manah Siksha is I think 11 shlokas, 10 or 11 shlokas given by uh, Raghunath Das Goswami. And that oh, Mataji, Urmila Mataji, and 2, 3 senior sannyasis, they have written commentaries. This is from that book. Right? Said lust, anger, greed, illusion, false pride, and envy are plunderers on the open road of one spiritual life. I think there is a shloka also, right? In Narsingh Dev Ashtaka. Right? Something like these are the highway robbers. This is one famous shloka. I'm not remembering it. Yeah. These 6 muggers attack their victims forcibly upon meeting together. Right? And then one has to, some diagrams are that highway robbers, trying to noose. So, see, the same shloka is there, 2.62 to 30. Jayato Vishan Pumsan Sangasteshu Pajayate. Right? All these various anarthas which we all, either subtly or grossly, we get affected. Right? I think Baldev Jibushan explain meaning of these two words. We will go ahead. Yeah, and then we'll read. The 6 enemies, lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, envy, have been previously explained. They create wicked deeds that are like a rope that tie up the neck of the living being, which causes pain and fear. Right? And then Bhakabhit Vatmapagane, protectors of the path leading to the killer of Baka demon. Baka Bid refers to Sri Krishna, the killer of Baka demon. The demon Baka crane is embodiment of duplicitous hypocrisy. Of course, that's there with all of us. Sometimes we want help, sometimes we don't want, sometimes we relish the bad things, still that actually, troubling us so much. Sri Krishna killed Baka by splitting his beak into two pieces. Vartma indicates following the devotional path, which brings about cultivation of love for Krishna. Suffix pa, Vartmapa, refers to Vaishnavas, the devotees of Krishna, who are the protectors and guardians of devotional service. Bhaka Bhid, right? Bhid means, okay, Krishna, and Vartmapa means devotees, Gane means Krishna and devotees, the group of devotees, right? They protect us. Pa means protection. The conclusion is that one should cry desperately to the Vaishnavas for the protection from all unwanted enemies such as lust, anger, greed, all others. The merciful Vaishnavas will definitely provide protection upon hearing living beings' cries. That's what exactly happens, when we all try to remember, our Acharyas or Krishna or where our shelter is, right? Immediately, we try to come back to proper consciousness. Right? This is a sloka that mentions that. Uh, and here comes Krishna and Gopis help the jiva remove from these asuras. And Goswamis, their books, their knowledge will help us. For example, one great devotee from South India prayed. This is sloka, it was here, which was mentioning. It's a similar version of the same. Prahladanarada parasara pundarika vyasam barisha sukasaunakas bhishmaptalbhyam rukmang gadodhava vibhishana falgunadin punyanuman paramabhagavata namami. Like remembering all these acharyas, right? So to the sainted devotees of the Lord, headed by Prahlada, Narada, Parasara, Pundarika, Vyasa, Ambarisha, Shukashaunaka, Bhishma, Dhalbya, Rukmankara, Uddhava, Vibhishana, Arjuna. Yeah, for my respectful obeisances. Right? Another shloka it says, I'll just read this, this small article and then we'll close for today. I'll not read shloka, it's very lengthy. I don't know how to read. But Bhakta Saritam Patim, very difficult. O Lord, your devotee sees the king of rivers as a handful of water, the sun as a firefly, Mount Meru a clump of earth, the emperor of world a servant, multitude of Chintamani jewels simply pebbles, the valuable Kalparuksha tree a merry stick, and the entire world is a bunch of a straw, and his own body a burden only. Right? And then Madhava Saraswati, Padjavali, one more shloka, it says, those whose eyes are blinded by the dust of Karma Mimamsa philosophy cannot fix their hearts on Supreme Personality Godhead. Those whose intelligence is atrophied by illogical conclusions dictated by the pride stay away from the topics of Lord. Those who seem to understand Vedas but cannot become devotees of Lord Krishna do not actually understand the Vedas. They are like large ladles that distribute the sweetest nectar but cannot taste it themselves. Right? I think various photos. The glories of devotees association is explained when Hiranyakashipu speaks to Prahlad for the importance of association in general. Yasya yat sangatai pumso manivat syat satat gunaihi swakulat trudhyaihi tato dhiman swayudham eva samshrayet. Okay, it's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. It says, just as transparent crystal takes on the colors of nearby objects, the association of a person determines one's qualities. Therefore, the intelligent take shelter in a like-minded, similar practicing groups of for the sake of bringing auspiciousness and prosperity to their group. The essence is that the impurities of heart cannot be obliterated with yoga or fire sacrifices. Through the association of Vaishnava who is free from envy, gradually those impurities will be removed. Right? This is, I think, summary of this shloka. Right? I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote similar one. Yeah, same slokas he wrote in a Bengali language. Right? We can pray for various types of Vaishnavas whom we take shelter, right? And then the help will come. That is a. I'll stop here. 12:05. 1 hour completed. Anyone who want to add anything, we can add.
Prabhu, can you post these verses in
Yeah,
the,
I'll send this.
yeah,
It's from Manasiksha book.
we don't
Manasiksha
have
book.
it,
Yeah, in
Prabhu.
case
So,
I'll send. I don't know whether I can share entire PPT. Someone gave me the book is printed. Now printed version is there. But at least I'll share this now 5-6 slides, five
okay,
six pages.
thank you.
Prabhu, it is there online.
It's
Can
there
I
online,
share
Matas,
that in
online
the
copy
group?
you get it.
The PDF is not there. You'll have to go verse by verse.
Oh, verse by verse. Oh.
Like 5 and 6 you went through today, no?
Like that you can page by page. Fine. Thank you. So I think there is a much more commentary on also all these verses. Right? At the end of the shlokas, each shloka they give commentary. I think Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Jnana Maharaj, Sachinandan Maharaj there, Shivarama Swami Maharaj, Urimla Mataji. All of them give commentary on each of the verses. Yeah. This is verse 6. I think before verse is verse 5. So you can go through them. But the entire point is we can see that the remembrance of the Lord or Acharyas has a very immediate effect on us, on our consciousness. Just that we have to take shelter and what to speak if we have a continuously, drips ourselves with that kind of spiritual touch. That's called Brahma Samsparsha. Right? We continuously touch with holy name, right? Worship of the Lord or hearing. Continuous means as much as no, as much as our time allows. Right? Being in a varnashrama, as much as time allows. One thing is being continuous touch, other is whenever we are in touch, trying to take shelter, quality shelter. Right? So that much will be purified. Right? That depends upon our sincerity. What if we are not sincere? That's where next sloka comes 12.1.1.2.16. So we'll discuss that next week. Hare Krishna. Any
Prabhu,
comments or we'll stop here?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Prabhu,
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mother.
yeah. When because this is a verse that we used to unknowingly, not knowing the meaning, that means my parents, I recite every day. But the way
Which
you
sloka? Parashara
explain,
Pundarika One Mataji?
no,
Huh?
Yadanu yukta.
Yadanatyasana Yukta. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this we recite every day, but without actually, what I could understand was
Mm,
uh, with uh, the tattva, knowing Lord
mm,
and working accordingly, we could cut our karma because it says karma granthi nibandhanam.
correct.
That means whatever we have done, the deeds in the past, that can be nullified. That
Mm,
is what I used to understand.
mm.
But now I understand a bit further. Of course, it might have that effect also because Krishna says, "Yeah, I'll take away all your sins." But it also stops us from doing further reactionary work,
Yeah. Karma
cutting it
Granthi.
off.
This is not Karma
Yeah.
Nibandhanam. Karma
Hmm.
Granthi. Granthi itself is God. Like, no, that's a something further deep.
But is that also true that our past deeds are nullified?
Okay, I mean, I'll just speak from what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. And I think even we heard, even this one, I think, Pavitram, Pavitram, where the word come in the 9.1 Gita, 9.1, 9.2, 9 aspects of bhakti, right? I think all of you wrote also. I also spoke, but I forgot. Pavitram is one of the words, I think. Pavitra. Rajvidya Rajaguhyam, Pavitram Edamuttamam, Prachakshamavakamam Dharmam, Susukam Kartum. Right? When this topic comes, Relashna Chakra Thakur, he tells, first our old baggage starts getting destroyed, slowly the recent one, and finally the present one. Right? So that depends upon how much that quick and how much quickly it goes depends upon our sincerity. How much we allow Krishna to do that, holy name to do that. Right? It goes, it takes whatever its time, but if we want it immediately, it's up to us. How intensely, how intense is about our dependence. Intense is not about frowning our eyes and as if very sincerely shaking our head and chanting. Intense is not also about absorption. Intensity is about the desperation with which we take shelter. So then the process becomes more quick. Right? Otherwise, slowly the process keeps happening. But the last ones to go are our prarabdha karmas. That is a present lifetime which we are going. That's how Vishnu Chakra Thakur mentions. I don't remember which purport. Many places he mentions this point. Yeah, I can get back to you particular. I'll check and get back to you. From Vishnu
You
Chakra
just
Thakur.
In
pause.
Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, it is said, no, Prabhu, like the bhakti removes the seed of the desire and what is going to come.
Yeah. That's what I mentioned here, Mataji Shloka. Na?
Yeah.
Rajagujja Rajavisham,
Raja-
Pavitram Idamuttamam. This Pavitram is what Srila Prabhupada comments. And yeah, I think mostly maybe in that shloka itself, but Vishnu Chakra Thakur comments on this also. Yeah, see here, I think this is the one. The knowledge is a purest form of all activities. And here it comes,
So you're telling first the old baggage, then the current, and then the seed.
Correct. Yes. First is the old baggage, oldest, then the old, or probably in a future lifetimes which we have to go through, that is gone. And finally, the present one, what we are going through in this life. In that order, they are destroyed. That is given by Vishnu Chakra Thakur. That order of how now.
Yep.
Right? I think in Nectar of Devotion, if you remember, we discussed that Bijam, Putam, Falon
Yes,
Mukam,
Prabhu.
Aprarabdham. Right?
Yeah.
So in that one, the last one is Bijam, matlab deep one, probably which after millions of lifetimes we may, the pending thing which we may come across, that will be destroyed first. Then something which in a near future, next 100 lifetimes which we may go through, that is destroyed as we are practicing bhakti more and more. And the last one will be destroyed is what we are going through now.
Yes.
And then Vishnu Chakra Thakur, why it doesn't happen? The present one is gone. Vishnu Chakra Thakur gives two reasons. I remember two. Much more is there. Maybe I can check. In his commentary, if we type prarabdha, I think we will get the exact comment he makes. He says if someone is doing devotion and suddenly there are a lot of changes in his life, everything could happen. That's a disappointment for conditioned souls. Those who are not doing bhakti. Because they want to enjoy the material world. And here someone is doing bhakti and his life is changing so drastically immediately. And they cannot peacefully enjoy the material world. Right? That's why Krishna doesn't know not to trouble the materialist conditioned souls. Krishna doesn't bring perceivable changes in devotee's life immediately. And second thing Krishna tells, Vishnu Chakra Thakur tells is, if the prarabdha karma is gone, the skills which we have to do devotional service, or the body which we have to do devotion service, they will be gone. That means prarabdha karma gone means devotee will die. For the devotee to advance and do much more service further, the body and particular set of karma is needed. Right? That's why he will not remove immediately. These are two reasons he gives. Prarabdha karma goes last. Is this okay, Mataji? I mean, I'm just repeating what I remember from Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, you are very wonderfully explained. Thank you.
I'll send you. Just remind me. I'll send this particular section if I find it in the group. Yeah. Thank you.
Prabhu, you were mentioning like how intense and how sincere we are doing our bhakti, that mm, then we are in the progressive stage of spiritual process.
Yeah.
So the intense in the sense means continuous, right? Like, I mean, every time and every moment, you mean? Like, I mean, I know it's not
Intense
possible.
takes two forms, quantity and quality. When you don't have quality, we can focus on quantity.
Okay.
But ultimately, that quality is more important. Definitely, quantity will bring quality when quantity is also supported by proper knowledge and proper hearing process. Right? For the quantity to become quality, we have to hear from the people who are having a good quality, like no senior people, those who are very serious and sincere in bhakti. Right? When we start to hear from them, unknowingly, because they happy with us, we also start to get their qualities. That's exactly the next verse which we are discussing. Right? Naturally, that's how Bhagavatam is very nice thing. We discuss one verse, we get a question which is answer. The answer is there in the next sloka. Bhagavad Gita also happens same. Just that no, we don't know that these are so systematic. Lord is thinking systematic achar system. This Susrusha Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kadarati Syan Mahat Sevayatra Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. What if we don't have taste? He said, you have a taste for hearing Krishna Kada, then you meditate, and then your karma grandhis are gone. Because no, who else will not take it? The question is who is taking it? No one is taking it. No one is qualified. No one has taste for Krishna Kada only. Then how do we get taste for Krishna Kada? Then here it's saying at least you need to have two things minimum. That is a susrusha, ready to hear. We may not understand, we may not have taste for hearing. At least some readiness for hearing is there, and and you associate with a particular devotee, and even if you are not so much taste for hearing, at least if you associate with the person and has a nice goodwill with the devotee and try to serve them, the taste will come. Right? That's a exactly question. Question your answer for your question is there next sloka. So I mean, why I change quality? Because once I heard in a lecture of Ramanaswamy Maharaj, some moments without sleeping, probably a few seconds I would have heard. That's a statement he mentioned is many people like no, I'm paraphrasing. Many times our emphasis on chanting holy name is chanting with absorption. Like no, just to hear the word and speak it like no, chant and hear, nothing else should come. Right? I mean, in our stage, that's like a talk most. Even if that happens, it's like no big achievement for us. But when I say but, it's not that no, what previously we said is wrong. The next stage is I'm not my chanting is not just no to absorb. Right? In the absorption of chanting of holy name, definitely there is a happiness, there's a pleasure, there's a peace, there's some bliss. But we are not actually, our goal is not that pleasure, bliss in chanting holy. Our bliss is, our happiness is, we are chanting just to please Krishna, pleasure of Krishna. Right? This particular statement, it comes from people. No, of course, when we go with our worries of no, I couldn't remember this, I'm getting this thought, that thought, then definitely our acharyas will tell, okay, just try to hear, try to focus. That's for our level. The top level chanting is doing it for pleasure of Krishna. There's nothing else goal. So this is a quality. Right? That quality is also needed, quantity is also needed. When quality is there, you have a taste, you will definitely do quantity. When quantity you are doing, somewhere Krishna and Acharyas will bless us to get little quality. So in bhakti, both goes together, quality and quantity. Yeah. I mean, so if we don't have for one, we find which is easier for us. Definitely, quantity is more easy in our state. So we spend more time on quantity, trying to understand the subtleties of quality also. At our stage, how much we can improve quality, right? Suppose like when you're cooking prasad also, like you may you can't do 10 things and cook unless you have automatic any cookers. You just keep everything in one, and then there's absorption, there is a your mental energy goes, right? Instead of thinking many things, doing other things, like if we can think about Krishna or hear Prabhupada's lecture while cooking, right? So there's a quality is also there. You may be cooking many items for Krishna, but if when you are cooking, you think I'm cooking for Krishna with that thought is there, then that bhoga is much more acceptable to Krishna and much more effective for those who honor it. So in that way, every aspect there is an opportunity for much more deep in terms of quality and quantity. And it's not that one is less than other; both are important at the highest state. Right? At our state, maybe initially quantity is important, and slowly we come to quality also. Okay, Mother?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I understood like intense means quality and quantity based
Yeah,
devotional service.
intense is the word intense is depend upon you are at present this level. What is the next level that makes you struggle? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
because it's
The
not
two.
ending. It's there. No, nowhere this our sadhana never ends. Our
Yes.
progress in bhakti never ends. I mean, there is no a particular time after this. This is done. It always
Yes.
goes on, goes on. Quantity, quality, keep going on, keep going on. I think no, I remember like this just one sloka because you said quantity. This from first cant, second canto of Bhagavatam, uh, chapter number 2, verse number 1. This is I think Brahma. Is it? I think yeah, this is the one. Yeah, Brahmaji said formally prayed to the manifestation of cosmos Lord Brahma by meditating on the Virat Rupa, regained his lost consciousness by appeasing the Lord. Thus, he was able to rebuild the creation as it was before. Yeah. So here, one statement, maybe all of you may get different understanding also. This here said liberation means getting out of the slumber of forgetfulness and becoming situated in real loving service to the God, as exemplified in the case of Brahma. The service of Brahma is sample of service in liberation, distinguished from the so-called altruistic services full of mistakes and forgiveness. Liberation is never inaction, but service without human mistakes. Right? The service that Brahma does is a sample of service in the liberation. Right? I mean, what's the quantity of the service that Brahma does? Right? That is a sample in terms of quantity and quality expected. So there is no limit only to improve in quality and quantity. Right? Both keep on increasing. So that's why, like, now, long time back, many years back, I was hearing lecture of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, and he was giving example of Hanumanji. At first, Hanumanji jumped the ocean, right, without carrying any weights. He just jumped from this to that. That itself is a great action. Right? After fighting so much hard with all these warriors, his body is tired, and then jumped back. That's like no much more service he has done. And then next time he jumped with empty hands to the Himalayas, he broke his own record of service. When he's returning back, he's carrying mountain and jumped back. Again, he broke his record. So in the spiritual world, the services are like that. Quality is there, quantity is there. Both will keep on going. Right? Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. I have another question. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So I think 12:25. If anyone wants to do, no problem, you can do. Those are questions can ask. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
thank you so much. Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, like you were mentioning, like chanting to please Krishna. So, is that mean like should the
That's what
pure
Maharaj mean, right? No, that level of the things. But my point was like, no, what I was saying, we may not be at that level, but goal is that, right? At least our thought should be, our goal should be that no, I'm actually pleasing to, chanting to please Krishna. Many times we think, but if I'm doing absorb chanting, that's the highest. No, because every aspect of bhakti, consciously we try to, try our best, even if intellectually, that I'm doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Not only in chanting, even deity worship. We read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the deity worship section. There are various sanghas of bhakti, deity worship that we do. But ultimately, we ask why this, why this, okay, why only this time, why only this number? We have so many questions. Ultimate answer is you are just doing that for the pleasure of Krishna. If that is kept in mind, all other things are like ritualistic only one sense. Of course, why ritual? It's not a ritual means something less. Krishna likes that way. That's why we are doing. Right? Why we do parikrama on the right side only, or why we don't touch the deities in the night? Why we have to switch on light? Why we should not wear bright red color, bright blue color clothes when we are going to the Lord? Or why should not go into deity room in angry mode? Why should not just now when we go to altar, we should not do achman there. We should do achman only before going altar. Why? Because he's a Lord. Lord is expecting when we come to altar, he's expecting us to serve him. And we're sitting and doing achman, your own thing. When before going to such a big person, we should not do our things. We should be alert to know for his needs. Right? These are all details are given because there's a pleasure of Krishna. Right? Details are pleasure of Krishna. Mood is also for pleasure of Krishna. If that is kept in mind, all these things doesn't confuse us. Okay, oh, this is like that. That is like that. What should I do? And we get in confusions. Like, oh, this, no, which is right, which is wrong. And if we just keep pleasure of Krishna as highest, things are solved immediately. But that pleasure of Krishna is actually the seed that our Acharya is giving us from now. So come to the stage of asakti and ruchi, bhava and prema. Because at that level, it is not about quantity. Quantity definitely they will do. The quality becomes much more important. The seed of that quality is just mentioned by Maharaj in that one statement. Right? He's actually giving that clue for raganuga sadhana, or I will not say raganuga sadhana, at least bhava bhakti, ruchi bhakti, because that is the most important. Pleasure of Krishna is most important. It's not like detailed, which we just for the sake of filling the lecture in the statements, in between statement we just speak. Neither sarvadharman paricharya nor trunadapi sunichana is a filler. It's actually key principle. Either we realize it now or we realize it later. It's a seed for top level bhakti, that feeling.
So one has
have I answered you, or probably I understood differently the question?
No, Prabhu, you answered to some extent. Like, I mean, just I'm trying to understand the how how can we please Krishna while chanting or while doing other devotions?
It's just you are favorable to Krishna. Simple. In our level, it's not that we just remember Krishna, we cry for Krishna. It's not that. It's like when you're cooking, are you cooking for your children? You think all the time for your children? No, no. Like you are cooking for her, you know that it's in your mind, I'm cooking for them. Right? It's very natural. You don't have to specifically think.
Okay.
Right? It's the same level of natural affection. That's it. At least if it is not there, immediately it will not be there for us. Definitely our blood relations, it's very natural. Right? That I am cooking for husband or cooking for my daughter. It's very naturally there. You don't have to think what I am doing, for whom I am doing. Our sake is maybe there with Krishna, but at least at the starting point, middle or somewhere at the end, at least remember Krishna.
Mm.
Okay, yeah,
Sometimes,
now I'm cooking. Okay, no, I'm cooking bhoga for Krishna. Or in between, keep some kirtan or no Prabhupada lecture.
Yeah.
Or at the end, when you're offering, at least we don't know with what consciousness cook. At least those 2-3 minutes are offering. Think that let Krishna enjoy this bhoga. Right? As was 5 minutes when bhoga is in altar, instead of trying to finish some other pending works, washing dishes, to save time or doing something else. At least a 5 minutes sit and read something. And in that way, we may not all the time remembering Krishna. At least somewhere we are adding Krishna. In our level, even that itself is also being favorable to Krishna. Right? It's not an emotional one at our level. It's not a natural emotion. It's not an artificial emotion. Natural emotion nahi rahega. But at least we don't forget that aspect, because that's ultimately where we'll come to. So
with love, we should do the.
if we don't have love, at least we try to remember it.
Yeah.
See, with love means we all understand that natural love we have for many other people in this world. The natural, that same love we should have for Krishna, but that doesn't happen easily. It's not
Yes.
like something, something extraordinary, but Maharaj is speaking about. That itself is a tough for us. This basic remembrance, basic favorable for our level. Bhakti means favorable for Krishna. Bas. Don't
Okay.
have ill will towards Krishna.
Yeah. Just but yes, but when I cook, like I just chant the holy name. I mean, kirtan. I do my
Yeah.
own kirtan and just
Yeah,
cook.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, whatever way.
Sometimes I listen to the kirtan and sometimes the lecture. So
Yes,
I
yes.
alternate all everything.
Yes, perfect.
So yeah, but I don't know whether the real emotion is there or not. But I'm trying
Yeah.
to
That
remember.
emotion may come in future, but the goal is that. That's Maharaj's point.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Sometimes.
absorption is not the goal. Why you want to absorb? For the pleasure of Krishna.
Yeah.
Why you want to cook nice bhoga? For the pleasure of Krishna. Why you want to do deity service? For the pleasure of Krishna. The ultimate goal, should be always in the mind, whether we are now at that stage or not. Right? So that's a seed of prema bhakti, which our acharyas are giving, even from this stage onwards.
Sometimes I feel like, oh, Krishna likes this. We have to make some rasagulla or something like that, like gulab jam. He likes sweets and ghees, sweets made of ghee. So I just think and make, but not every time. Like, so,
Yeah, I'm not at that level. I can't comment. But
no,
yeah,
I'm just trying to.
some devotees may feel that intuition. It's not that it's something wrong. I'm not saying that sense. Some devotees have that that feeling is there, that natural intuition is also there. It's good. It's good that emotion is there, but at least I can't comment on that.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Mataji, but at least I don't have that. But I had devotees feel that intuition and they do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
But at
Prabhu.
least we can follow whatever is mentioned in the Shastras, like not that kind of cleanliness, kind of that much minimum given, that much we can try our best intellectually. Beyond that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you.
That will till next sloka, next class. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila
Thank you,
Prabhupada ki jai,
Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.